Hey, I'm Benny from SimTutor, and welcome to the series where I'll go over a small aspect of SimTutor and walk you through it, giving my tips and tricks as we go. To wrap up this 3-part software simulation tip series, we'll be compiling the videos and images we took in the previous 2 parts and putting them together in SimTutor. In this lesson, we'll learn how to upload a video into SimTutor, create hotspots for simulation-style sims, and create quizzes for a free-form field substitute. Let's get started. Alright, so here we are in SimTutor. So we'll get straight into it and add our video step that we made in the first episode of the software simulation series. So if you go to add step and add a video step, because this file size is so small, we can just go uncompress and just upload it through there. And then go ahead and find your video and then just drag it into this section here. Give it a name. We'll just call this video for now. You can give it a more detailed name for yourself. And then we can go ahead and click add. So it'll process for a few seconds and then it'll be all done. And that's the first section. So this is just that video that we played. I'll just play it for a bit. So first thing we hit one way and then we hit as so on and so forth. So moving on, we're going to, our first action was what we just saw, which is hitting one way, hitting the one way button. So if we go and add a hotspot, this is what the step we use for this function. And we'll drag our first image in. So just have a look at that. That's going to be us clicking this one-way button here. It's not actually a button, this is just an image, but you'll see we'll add a button through the hotspot step through our software. So we can just click one way. We'll just call that the title of what we want to do. So we have reference to that, and we can upload this image to this step. Once that's done, we can see that's the one. Cool. And then here, we can just say click on one way and then click add. Cool. So next thing we want to do is add the hotspot, just add the button, and you can do that by what I just did there. We've done this before in SimTutor, but clicking add hotspot and then just drawing a square and then resizing the square so it's around the one way. Just a quick note with the instructions. I've set it out so we're telling them what to do. So click one way and they know exactly what to do. Another way you could do this, and it's quite effective if they have a bit of an idea how to do it already, is to put them in the position and just say, what do you do next? And then that way they will have to think, and because they probably know about the procedure already, and they have to do it themselves rather than you kind of force feeding it to them. If they don't know anything about the software, it can be good just to go this way, this learn way, and just tell them what to do so they kind of get comfortable with it. You could even make 2 separate sims doing the same thing. That's up to you. Cool. So that's one step done already, and we basically just rinse and repeat throughout the sim, which is adding our little buttons for the next hotspot. So we just add another hotspot and then add the next one. But our one's a bit different because this one we need to type in some letters, so that, as we mentioned in the previous episode, we need to actually type in AUCK for Auckland to come up. So we're going to use a quiz step, and I'll show you why in just a second. So if we just add a quiz step and drag the step 2 into there, this is the one that doesn't have the AUK come up, and we'll just say, we'll just call it that because we can. So the question will be, what should you put in the departure field? And then here you can give your answers. So because there's no freeform field within SimTutor, you can simulate that through a quiz step. So one of them could be, well, one of them is AUK, which is the one we've done. One of them could be SID for Sydney, and then maybe another one could be like a misspelling of something. So like that. You can do whatever you like for that. Randomized, it's going to be randomized, so we can just click add, and that'll be good. And then we'll add another hotspot, and you can see how it's kind of going. This one's going to be the next one. So put that in there, and then this one's going to be click. So my caps lock on. Click the departure country. So that's the Auckland thing here. Cool, just giving that a name, and then we can click add. and you can add a hotspot, draw a square around where we want to click. So we want to click on this area here. Cool. So then that's all good. So we can go ahead and preview this. So just from this hotspot step here, if we go and preview it, I'll show you what it looks like and what we've done. And the way it looks it will look quite smooth because all our images are quite aligned. So look, if I click one way, it just basically jumps me to the next one. And then if I click on Auckland, it jumps me to the next one. It looks nice. And then you can click on here and it'll take you forward, but we haven't done that yet. But that's something that we could do if we carried on. So I'm going to stop there. You can kind of see where I'm getting at with all these things. You just have little hotspots drawn around them, such as the calendar one here. So I'll just go back one. So you'd click on the calendar, that'd be a hotspot here. You'd click next one, and then the hotspot would be a departure date, so 19th. You'd ask them, click on the 19th of December. And then they click on that, and then they go to the next one, or to 20th of December it should be, because we made it 20th December. But and then you go to this drop down, so you'd click this would be another hotspot, and then adding, I think it was 2 adults. So you click on this, and then it obviously goes to the next thing, and so on and so forth. What I'll complete the sim off camera, and I'll put a link of this sim in the description below so you can see what the finished product would look like. So you can go ahead and check that out. Other than that, if you have any other questions about the software simulation stuff, that's going to be our last episode on that for now, but probably we'll cover it again in a future episode. Let me know. So email us at info@simtutor.com, and we'll see you next time.